Congrats on the win, Kai. Initial thoughts after an insane fight like that?
Best feeling in the world. It's kind of hard to put into words, but just so proud of myself. Coming off a loss, getting back in the win column. I knew it was going to take a lot tonight. I just had to stay focused, especially seeing a teammate lose just before I'm about to walk out. But I knew my experience would get me through this night. So weathered the storm and just had to let the cannon out, live up to this nickname and just throw with bad intentions. So I knew the finish would be there, just had to be patient, and there it was. So vintage Mark Hunt walkaway knockout. So shout out to Mark Hunt.
Well, you mentioned it, a little bit of a weird sequence at the end. You got the walk-off and then ran back. It looked like you were going to throw another punch, and then Herb Dean stopped it. And then I don't know if you saw, but your opponent threw his mouthpiece at you. I guess he was mad at you or something. So what exactly happened at the end?
So in New Zealand, when we greet each other, being Māori, we touch each other's noses. So when I saw him hongi the mat, face plant, the mat, I knew it was over. The connection was, full impact, and I knew that it was just going to get even worse if I jumped on him. So I'm not there, to do more damage than needed to be. I know my coaches are saying, finish him off, but I knew that the fight would already been finished. So. I'm glad the fight was stopped and Herb Dean did a good job, but ultimately, I'm glad I got the win and glad to get the win for my son. I'm a new father of my son's 3 weeks old now, so different kind of motivator coming into tonight. I wanted to do him proud, and that was on the back of my mind the whole time. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned it, your newborn son. Like coming into the fight, obviously it's a motivating factor, but is it a different feeling now winning that you have a newborn son?
Yeah, definitely. I'm not doing this sport for myself now. I'm doing it for my family and putting food on the table. And it's a different kind of love, and it's something that I've never felt before. And I just had to channel it and use it tonight to my advantage. So I guess that dad strength was in full effect, and to get the finish, and finally live up to my nickname. Don't blink. You got a taste of it in the Ultimate Fighter season 24, and tonight. We finally got it. It took 7 fights, but we finally got it.
And then it seems like you got stuck in a neck crank for a better part of that round. I don't know if you heard, but Daniel Cormier said he's done about 4 or 5 times before you finally got out. So how tight was that?
Come on, DC, give me a bit more credit. I know it's city kickboxing, but we train jiu-jitsu and wrestling just as much, if not more. But yeah, I wasn't in too much danger. I could feel him squeezing, but it wasn't really too tight on me. And in my head, I'm like, just get up. What am I doing? Just get up. And then eventually, I reversed the position, and then I just had to just touch him, and then I could see him getting tired. And doing our homework, we knew he was going to come out hard and fast, and he does get slower as the fight goes on. So I knew the finish would be there, and I'm glad to move up in the rankings, not just tie with someone and hopefully get a top 5 in my next opponent.
I was going to say, do you have any names in mind? I know Askar Askarov just got a big win. You got the title fight coming up. So any specific names in mind?
I've got a few losses on my record from guys that are above me. Ravel, Pantoja from the Ultimate Fighter, Moreno just drew with the champ. So all these fights were close decisions. And Ravel, it was a close fight between me and him. I did get submitted, but for half of that fight, I was out of my feet. That elbow was what did the damage, and you could see that tonight. My jiu-jitsu is legit, and I do know how to get out of submissions. But when you're out on your feet, you're going off instinct. So I haven't got anyone in mind. I'll go back with my team, and we'll come up with a name. And for now, I just want to go back to New Zealand, enjoy my time off with my son. I've barely been able to hold him. We have 2 excuses at our gym at City Kickboxing for not being at training. And it's either the birth of your child or getting married. And the same day my son was born, after he was born, I was still at training that same day. So I was focused for this fight. I definitely wanted to, make a statement, and I was sacrificing it for something bigger. And you could see that tonight. I was there, I was present, and I wanted to do my son proud. So now I can go home and celebrate with the family. Cheers.
Hey Kai, so we've heard about Dan Hooker's odyssey to return home. Are you about to go through the exact same thing, you, Israel, and Carlos, to get back to New Zealand?
Yeah, so for me and the team, we head out on Tuesday, and then we go into quarantine in New Zealand for 2 weeks. So I actually get out the day before my birthday. So bittersweet, but at least I'll be in the same city as my family, so they can come visit. We can't obviously have physical connection, but I can see them through the fence, and it's the next best thing. So I'll be in the same city, I just can't see them. We'll be in a managed isolation, and it's just the protocols in New Zealand right now. But so blessed to be able to travel and do my job. So many more people are doing it rough than me, and I'm privileged and to be able to represent New Zealand on this world stage. It means everything to me and everything to our team. So yeah, I can't wait to go back home and celebrate.
Just so fans know, so what day is your quote-unquote release date from quarantine back home, do you know?
Should be the 25th of March. So my birthday is 26, yeah.
All right. And then secondly, obviously seeing Carlos have his fight the way it goes shortly before yours, can you just walk us through that? Obviously, you're in the back. I know the TV's playing. Just what's going through your mind and just how to get past it?
Yeah, it's always tough, watching teammates, take losses. And just before I'm about to go fight, it's something that I've had to learn in life, not to absorb situations or energy. Don't let it consume you. You just got to take it as it comes, but you don't absorb it. So when that happened, I knew I just had to refocus and know that, that doesn't affect me. I'm going in there and doing my job. And I knew I had a job to do, especially with my team here. They're coming back to the corner and they're cornering me now just after seeing that. I put pressure on myself to be like, I got to turn this around and pick the energy back up, especially with my teammate, fighting for a second title tonight. We want to bring him into this fight on a high. So I know he would have been celebrating back at the hotel, and Carlos will learn from him from this night, having his debut fight. So he'll learn from it and he'll come back. I train with the best guys in the world. We've got the best team in the world, City Kickboxing. With the best head coach, Eugene Behrman, and tonight I just had to listen and stay clear-headed and I guess, weather the storms and just back yourself. And tonight, that's what I was saying my whole walkout coming into this. I'm the best in the world, just got to let everyone know. So I'm glad I could live up to that, and I'm proud of myself for, getting back in this win column.
One last quick one. We know after the last event in Abu Dhabi, all of the teammates came to be with Israel, win or lose, in his main event.
Yeah.
Is the same plan for you, Carlos, and everybody to be there, or is protocols not letting you guys stick around?
Yeah, I'm not too sure yet. Hopefully we can all be there and celebrate, live in the back. But if not, we'll be at the hotel celebrating and cheering our teammate on and watching him do history. We're witnessing one of if not the greatest of all time. So I'm just in awe and inspired every day at training. Every day I get to spend a minute with that guy and just kind of rub shoulders and it just oozes out of him. That kind of mindset. He believes he was the greatest. Long before anyone else did, and it's a great role model to aspire to be like, and privileged to be able to. Be a good teammate and a great friend. Yeah.
Thank you.
So can I just...
What's up, brother?
I don't know if you noticed there's a new clock
Yep.
in the cage. Was there any time on the ground where you're in a choke or submission you could look over and see how much time you got left or anything like that?
I did look at once. I saw a minute. I was like, okay, I need to get up. I need to get up. I need to do something. I'm losing this round. And then that's when I kind of reversed it, and then I kept it standing. So, yeah, I knew that... he was getting tired. I could hear him in my ear, breathing real heavy. And I was like, okay, I need to turn it up now and put him away. So I'm glad it all worked out.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
I can't let DC go down alone. There was a point, I think, where Rogan said you were doomed. So, was there any point in any of those, was one attempt more precarious than any of the others where that... I know you said that you practice all these sort of things. Was there any moment where one was maybe a little bit more dangerous, a little bit more precarious than any of the other ones?
Yeah, it was when I slammed on my back. That was getting tighter. But it wasn't the choke, it was the body triangle that was getting tighter. But, it's not going to stop me. It's just getting tight. So I just had to just ride it out. I didn't stay calm. Control my breathing, and eventually my coaches were giving me the right advice. They just said prioritize the hands. Don't worry about anything else. Just worry about those hands. So, yeah, it all worked out. And you know, people could say that was a weird stoppage and whatnot, but when I landed that last punch, you know, that was all she wrote. Mark Hunt vintage walkaway knockout, and that's why I didn't really follow up. You know, I didn't need it to have any more damage than needed to be. So yeah, I'm just glad to get the win.
And my last question actually is about that follow-up. Did you feel and Herb kind of grab you around the waist when you sort of stopped yourself, and did that sort of signal to you that the fight was over at that point as well?
Yeah, it kind of all happened so fast where I didn't really realize if he was still, you know, still awake or not. I just saw his face hit the mat, and once that kind of happens, you know that the ref's going to jump in eventually. So, yeah, I should have, you know, followed up, but that's just the fight game, and it all worked out. So I can't really, yeah, I'm happy days for me, and I'm just glad to get the win, and I'm looking forward to my next fight. Obviously, looking forward to spending time with my son right now, though.
Congrats.
Cheers, brother. Thank you.
I don't know if you already addressed this, but afterwards, you ran back towards him as if you're going to hit him again.
Yeah, I didn't really know. I was running around thinking, you know, it's over, and then my coach was like, "It's not finished," and I was like, "Oh, okay." I was hammer fist him or something because he was still kind of dazed, and then Herb Dean said, "No, it's over." So I said, "Okay, sweet."
Did you realize that he threw his mouth guard towards you?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know. So it is what it is, you know. I've been on the receiving end of taking losses before, and yeah, it's just how it goes sometimes. You don't mean to be out on your feet, but sometimes your body's just doing what it's just going off autopilot. So I'm sure he'll bounce back from that loss. And the division's so good right now. You know, the flyweight division right now, there's 3 flyweight fights tonight, all been exciting. And it just shows full credit from where we were 3 years ago, where people were saying, you know, my UFC debut, what does it feel like to be the last flyweight fight ever in the UFC? And I was like, I haven't even fought yet. But now, you know, looking back at it, full circle now, we're in the best position we've ever been in the UFC, and everyone's excited to watch us, and it's so competitive. Anyone in this top 10 can beat anyone, and that's what I love about it, being, I guess, a part of that movement and having a piece to play for, to be a face for the UFC flyweight division. Yeah, I'm just proud of everyone for kind of throwing down, and you know, there's always been at least one flyweight getting a bonus, which is awesome. And you know, tonight it's full credit to our division, and it doesn't stop. There's so many great matchups to be made, and I'm sure, you know, there'll be matchups to be made from the winners tonight.
Now, I know you said it kind of all happened really fast with the knockout, but you did say it was your Mark Hunt walk away. So did he really stop the fight, or you kind of just like, the guy's done, I'm out of here?
Like, if you've knocked people out before, which, you know, this is my 10th knockout on my record, you just know when you land flush. And when I landed on that chin, you just know that the guy's not going to get back up. And when he's face planted down, yeah, you just know it's all done. And if he was to stand up, it's just going to happen again. So, yeah, I'm glad it all worked out. And, yeah, I got the win.